highlighter here. So when we get out our highlighter, we see Larry, he's our senior pastor, and, and Jimmy and Larry, he's our custodian, part-time organist. Larry's our senior pastor. So Larry's regular gross pay down here is the $1,350. He's a salaried employee, hence why he has no regular hours worked, and I can't edit that figure. But over here to the right, we see the pay feed labels and the pay rates for vacation and sick time, okay? And that's what we're going to use for both of these employees as we as we go through this process. Now, it's important to understand that employees don't have to have vacation or sick time assigned or earned or accumulated in order to be able to pay them that amount, but Church Windows Payroll is going to prompt you with a dialog box when you attempt to pay an employee who doesn't have any vacation or sick time assigned or earned, as the case may be, okay? We're not going to be talking about how those folks get assigned their vacation or sick time. We're only talking about when it's applied. And so what I mean by that is, if I go back to my employees and I say uncheck an employee, I choose someone like Steve Jones. He's, again, a salaried employee. But if I go, okay, I'm going to make an adjustment to his regular gross pay lower by this amount, and I'm going to say that Steve took a day, of vacation time, and I'm going to type in that $75, and I go to next, it's going to pop up with the dialog box that says, the employee listed below has warnings for one or more of the following reasons, okay? The number of vacation hours entered exceeds the amount of accumulated vacation hours for the employee, or the number of sick time hours entered exceeds the accumulated sick hours or time for the employee, okay? It will still allow me to go ahead and process the payroll, but what it's telling me is that employee has no vacation or sick time based on what I've entered that technically they've earned or have that can justify the paying of this for them, okay? So we're going to kind of back up a step here. We've got some time to take on this. So I'm going to show you what that warning means, okay? And the best place that I can go and show you, so we're going to cancel out of our payroll calculation process here, is, and I recommend that you check this before you begin paying your employees vacation or sick time, as they're taking it, okay? It allows you then to go in and deal with the problem before you begin assigning or dealing with it at the time that it winds up occurring. So typically there's a couple ways you can look at this, but one of the best places to look at it to see if employees have vacation or sick time that they can then turn around and support taking in the employee or being paid for those is the history report. So if we go to something like our history report, and right here our second button down is our employees detail hours report. So I'm going to just choose that button, go to next. I'm going to leave it as all my employees. Go to next. It automatically defaults to the whole year, which is fine. But then I'm going to change it down to my individual history report right here under report style. I'm going to change it from group down to individual, and I'm going to go to next, okay? And then we notice here, Larry's our first employee. Let me try to zoom in a little bit here, maybe give some folks easier things to see here. So it shows right here, he has vacation earned, vacation or sick time earned, vacation used, sick time used, okay? So this, in this case, is generated, we've entered this for Larry as our calculated adjustment for Larry on January 1 in the form of days, okay? If we go to the next page at the top left and we go down to Jimmy Hilliard, our custodian and part-time organist, we notice that he has vacation earned 80 and sick time earned. So we've entered this accumulating value or this earned value for Jimmy in the form of hours, okay? So you do have to know how the employee's vacation or sick time was entered, so then we can support how then that winds up showing in the category of used for vacation or sick time, okay? And then the software then has a remaining area on their paycheck that says, hey, here's how much sick time or here's how much sick time or vacation time they have left, okay? So running this employee detail hours report allows you to quickly and easily see how much vacation time or sick time an employee has earned or is available to them that then can be turned around and paid. Now, if we go down to Steve, the employee that we calculated that for before, we notice here he has nothing under vacation earned or vacation sick time, okay? So that's where then we're going to, again, steer you back to the document or video that we have on calculating the adjustment. So let me pull over my web page that I have here that I'm going to bring up that's on our website. We're not going to go through this process today, folks, about how to get this entered, okay? I'm just pointing it out. You do use the calculate adjustment and bonus pay page on our support center page to use or find the document for calculating the adjustment, or using the video to calculate the adjustment for entering those vacation hours or sick time, vacation or sick time that's available for those employees, typically with the date of the first of the year. So then it's available to them, or getting that entered under their accumulating values tab of their employee file, okay? So we now know that for the two employees in question, we have vacation and sick time available to them, okay, that can be applied. Okay, so we're going to click Finish through that report, and we're going to go back to our payroll and our calculate payroll process, okay? And again, we would enter our pay date and settlement date, and our pay period ended. We go to Next. So same thing, we're going to go up to our specific employee contractor, clear all, checking just the employees that we're wanting to do this or show this for, okay? So I'm sorry. I'm gotten ahead of myself. Forgive me. Let me back up a real quick question here. The other place, if we go into I said there was a couple ways to see this, and I want to show you this other place as well. When we go into data set up an employee file, if here I am on Larry, our senior pastor, okay? And again, if I go down to my, here it is, General 2, I believe, not General 2, Totals tab, sorry, right here under the Totals tab. If I go down to the very bottom of my Totals tab, notice right here at the bottom, I have my accumulated vacation or sick time. So it shows right here for my employees, here's how much accumulated vacation Larry has for both a vacation or sick time, okay? So if I go to Jimmy, the next employee in the list, it shows his 80 hours of vacation and his week of sick time that's available, okay? So again, a couple different places you can go in and see that if you want to see it either on an individual employee basis or if you want to go in and see it in a report format. It's entirely up to you, okay? So, but the reason why I'm really here under the employee file and in order to show you that is if we go back to our General 1 tab for Larry, we have to understand, again, we've entered his vacation and sick time in the form of days, okay, not hours or weeks. So right here, we see that he's also set up as an employee that's calculated as, say, semi-monthly, or you could have employees that are biweekly. Well, why that's important is, of course, because we then have to determine how much is that employee being paid on a per day basis, okay? And you can, with some calculations, determine how a daily rate for a salaried employee who's either paid semi-weekly or biweekly, okay? Typically, it's calculated by doing taking the annual salary divided by the number of pay weeks, 52 in this case, and then dividing the weekly rate by the number of days, 5 typically during the week, and that then becomes the daily rate for that salaried employee, okay? So again, it's just getting out your calculator, doing the math to determine, based on what their annual salary is, what their daily rate is, okay? So we have that figure now for Larry. So we're going to now go back into our calculate payroll, go to, leave it in our pay period, pay dates from and to. We're going to do our specific employee. And again, we're going to go right here to Larry and Jimmy and go to next. And all I'm going to do here is just make sure that as I'm clicking on each of the employees, that I'm making the proper adjustments to their pay during the payroll calculation process, okay? So what I've determined here is that Larry's taking 2 vacation days this pay period, okay? So right here, I'm going to edit his vacation hours to 2, because that's how many days he's being paid for. His vacation rate is, daily rate, winds up being $121.38, okay? So, but I also then have to remember to go over to his regular gross pay on the right here, and I have to take that amount away of vacation. He's not being paid his full $1,315 for his semi-monthly pay rate, okay? Well, in this case, it wouldn't be 121. It would be what? It would be it would be semi-monthly. So yes, this would be correct. Biweekly versus semi-monthly. So it would be the 1315 minus 2 times 121.38. So it would be $1,072.24. Still calculates out into virtually the same amount of time. Might be a couple cents difference based on rounding or how it works out, but it essentially winds up being a similar type pay rate, okay? Virtually almost identical. Then I go down to Jimmy, and I would make similar types of adjustments to his pay rate, okay? But this time I want to be doing it to his hours instead. Again, if he's taking a day of vacation, I would adjust his regular hours lower by the number of hours that he worked. So let's say he took a day, a full 8-hour day. I would be reducing his regular hours down to 37. Again, 45 minus 8 is 37. And I would go right over here to vacation. I would type in 8, and I would type in his vacation rate at, again, $16 an hour. Okay? And then I would just go ahead and process the pay virtually exactly like I would normally. Okay? Check the net pay amounts, under the browse calculated payroll. It looks good. I'm ready to process and calculate my pay like I would normally. We're not going to create the EFT transaction file, folks, for speed and expediency here. So it now posts to the employee file successfully. Okay. So now it's entering my, printing my checks. And I want to point out that, I want to make sure that my year-to-date summary for vacation and sick time on stub is being checked to include on the stubs. So now when I click next, let me zoom in a little bit here again. It shows right here for Larry, vacation time earned, 2 used, 8 available. Now that's days for him, okay? So, and over here under his sick time, I have 5 earned, 0 used, 5 available, okay? When I go to page 2 and I look at Jimmy's check, it shows 80 vacation day hours earned, 8 vacation hours used, 72 hours available, okay? Notice it just says year-to-date vacation or year-to-date sick time. It doesn't say hours, days, anything. You assign the value of whatever that employee has earned for that particular time period, okay? Or for whatever their pay is. You decide that, okay? That's all dealt with, and you enter that when you go back and watch that video on the calculating adjustment to assign that value to those employees, okay? So again, it could be entered in days, it could be entered in hours. It's really up to you in terms of how you have this value appear for these employees. So let's now go back, and let's go back in and look at their history report and see what that looks like for both Larry and Jimmy now, okay? So if we do again their employee detail hours report and we go to next, I'm going to do my separate individual history report again. Now we have, let me zoom in a little bit. Hopefully everybody should see that. So here we see on Larry, vacation earned, sick time earned. Over here, it's further down because it's based on our pay dates. So again, further down here, we see the number 2. Where is that number 2? I saw it there. Sorry, it was some in here. Oh, there it is. Sorry, vacation use, sick 2 right here. Sorry, folks, it's a little bit harder to see. Right here, 2. okay? And then right over here it shows unused vacation or unused sick time over here on the report on the right, okay? On the left, sorry, my other right. So again, it's just going in and making the appropriate adjustments to the actual vacation pay rate, vacation hours, sick time hours in order to correspond with the amount of available sick time that they're taking, but you got to make sure that it's entered in there in order for them to show on their stubs as here's how much they have, here's how much they've used, and here's how much they still have available, okay? So here we are, it's 20 minutes after the hour. I'm going to end my discussion there about that. If you have more questions about it after the event is concluded, please pick up the phone. We are now on available support hours from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern Time, Monday through Friday, if you weren't already aware of that. But let me see what questions we've got over here. If you've got those, please type those into the questions portion of the control panel for me. How do you run reports to help you process? I'm sorry, Bonnie, I'm not sure what that L and I is. I'm not sure what that is. If you are not entering hours for pastors. Yeah, I'm sorry, Bonnie, that may be a question that you may need to contact us through support about. If you've got a specific question about something, okay, labor and industries, yeah, I'm sorry, I'm not sure what that is. I'm going to ask you to contact support on us for about that and ask to speak with myself or another technician. And if for some you list days and some for hours, the numbers won't add up for labor and industry for paid and medical data reporting. Yeah, Bonnie, that's a question you'll need to contact support. That's specific about your state or something, I think, requirements on that. Please call us 800-533-5227 or email us, and one of our technicians will be happy to call you back about that. No, thank you, Pamela. I'm glad it helped. I'll give folks a few seconds to type in questions. Maybe there's somebody typing something in for us. I'm not sure. Don't see anything else coming in right now. I hope everybody's managing to stay healthy and sane during this kind of very unusual and stressful time for everybody in the nation and the world. Again, it doesn't seem like I have anything else coming in. If the questions again come up, folks, please don't hesitate to call us. We'll be happy to, answer questions you have. I mean, albeit we're not on full support hours at this point, but we might be getting back to that at some point. But if you have questions about this, please get back to us. Please call us. We'll be happy to answer questions you have about it. Otherwise, I'll go ahead and end the webinar for everybody today. And we hope to see everybody at another future Church Windows webinar event. All right. Thank you all. Stay safe, stay healthy, and we'll see you soon. Bye-bye.